Hey, it's Joe Crump. Got another question here. This is from Baruch Azaleh. Baruch says, I live in New York State. Do I need a real estate license to flip houses? The answer is no. You need a real estate license to represent other people in a deal. So if you're representing yourself in the deal, then you don't need a license for that. You can always buy and sell your own property. That's why we have for sale by owner deals. So that the question is, what makes you a principal in that transaction? And having the right to sell that property through the document that says you have the right to buy that property and make that right assignable, that's what gives you a principal position in that deal and makes you legal when you sell it. So if you don't have your option signed, or if you don't have an assignable purchase agreement signed, then it's not legal for you if you don't have a license. If you have a license, then you can do it, but it's not necessary to have a license. And I think sometimes if you don't have a license now, you probably don't want to spend a lot of time and money getting a license doing this, and until maybe you've been in the business for a while. I've had a license for 30 years. I work as a broker. I no longer list and sell properties. I did that many years ago, and I don't enjoy it. And I find that investing is much more profitable than that. But I keep my license active. I go to the continuing education every year. I go put in my days and do the continuing education. I sit through the stuff that I've learned, 30 years ago. But I do it because that's the requirement for me to be able to keep my license. And I think it gives me some credibility with some of the people that I talk to that I have the license, and that does help a little bit. But it's not necessary. And I've had so many students who don't have license who have been very successful with this business without a license. Hope that answers the question. And by the way, I guess I should say before I sign off here, I am not an attorney. Don't even play one on TV. I can't give legal advice. So I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm giving you my experience in this business for the last 30 years, but it's not legal advice. And if you feel uncomfortable about anything that I'm saying, please, please, please talk to an attorney, hire somebody, and get their take on it. Because if you're not comfortable with what you're doing legally, you're probably not going to end up doing it. You're going to find a reason not to do it. So get comfortable with it legally, and then move forward. And that way you can feel like, I'm heading in the right direction. I'm doing this honorably. I'm doing this ethically. I'm doing this morally. And you're treating people right, and you're following the law. That's very important in this business. It's the only way that you can have a long-term sustainable business. You got to treat it treat people like their family. You got to treat them with love and respect. Anyway, hope that helps.